you didn't know how to work. I was curious, what kind of brought about the realization for you, and what compelled you to go talk to him about that, and what you take from that conversation?
I really told him that because in my life, a lot of things have come a lot easier to me in college basketball. Usually, my father would always set up my workouts, and he'd always be there to push me and stuff like that. But when you get to college, you become a little more independent, and you have to find that drive and that push for yourself. And I knew I had it inside of me. I just didn't know how to act on it. I didn't really know how to create my own drills and stuff like that to try and get better in my own way. And so when I was talking to Coach Cable, a lot of what he was saying was, if you want to get to where you want to go, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the work, and there's no other way around that. And so that's when it came up where it was like, I really don't know how to work, but that's what I'm here to do.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, Coach Capel said those talks did a lot for him and made him feel really very good. How did it make you feel after you left his office?
It made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm building a deeper connection with Capel, talking and communicating more, and just building a stronger relationship within his players and within his program. I always thought that felt good. So.
Well, what can you tell us about the response you guys have had here the last two games?
The response we've had is just stick together. One thing that we've really been saying is we're all we got and we're all we need. And so just continue fighting. That's what Cable keeps telling us. And just our morale, like no matter what happens or what adversity hits us, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, one thing that I know about Pittsburgh basketball is that we'll never give up and we'll never lose our fight.
Well, what is it like as a freshman? This is your first college basketball experience. You had COVID. You had games postponed. You had to deal with a lot of different things. And you said you're trying to figure out how to develop your own work ethic and to how you improve. And then here on your final home game of the season, you put in a really solid performance, some block shots, some buckets. What's that like for a journey for you to kind of culminate, at least, at this part of where you're going with your life?
Honestly, it feels good. Life's all about your journey and what you do to get there. It's not always about the destination. Like I said, you're gonna face a lot of adversity. You're gonna face a lot of trials, tribulations, and stuff that's gonna get in your way. And sometimes there's only one way to get through it, and that's to push through. And so to be able to, at the end of this season, really almost find myself and figure out how to work, figure out what I like to do and things I can do on the court to stay on the floor. It gives me a lot of confidence to go into these next couple games that we have and into the summer and into the off season and make sure when I'm here next year that I can still continue to try and become the best player that I can be.
Will, what has these last few weeks been like for you in general, personally? 11 total minutes against Georgia Tech and Florida State, and then tonight going out there having 37.
Honestly, this week's been the same, going to practice, play hard, practice hard, try and boost my teammates up, supply energy. And I know in life nothing's ever given, so anytime throughout that stretch where I wasn't playing minutes, there was no complaints for me. Just work harder and just continue to cheer my teammates on. And I knew when the time came when it was my turn to step up to the plate and and my number was called, that the work that I put in, I'd be ready.
What do you think you learned this season, and not just you, but also Noah and Femi as a group? What has this freshman class learned these past couple months?
Fight. That's it. Like I said, I feel like adversity is the name of the season. We've encountered a lot of things, and all you do is have to put your head down, continue working, keep pushing. A lot of what we've learned is how to try and become leaders, try and impact our teammate as much as we can, no matter what position we are in, whether that's on the bench, in the game, in practice, in the film room, wherever. Just all about making an impact and continuing to fight through everything.
Will, over the course of the season, I feel like we've heard a lot about how young you are. I feel like half the country by now probably knows that you're 17, but I was curious how much that impacts you and how much that kind of makes the acclimation to college basketball trickier, not only being a freshman, but being someone who is young for a freshman.
I really don't think that impacts me. I've never used my age as a restriction or an excuse. I've always been pushed ahead in my life, honestly, whether that's in the classroom, on the court. When I was 15, I was playing 17U on the EYBLs, skipping grades in high school. Everything in my life has just always been pushed forward. And so, honestly, this is where I feel like I'm supposed to be. I think it's funny when people say that I'm 17 because I don't feel like it. I certainly don't think I act like it. And so, like I said, I really don't think my age has really had an impact on me on acclimating to the college game, acclimating to being a freshman in college, being away from home or anything like that. No matter how young people think I am, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
All right, no further questions.